magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast.
How y'all doing? I am burned out, but it's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're good. How are we all doing this Saturday night? It's the Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday Night Live Stream main event. I'm your host, Proto Man. I'm the face that runs this place. I'm the voice you hear Monday to Friday, and sometimes Saturday when he rushes home from a 10-hour anime convention spree of robots and madness. How are y'all doing? We're an hour late, of course. I mentioned it on my Twitter for those who are wondering. I'm staff at the Otaku-thon Anime Expo. I'm part of the giant robot exhibit. There's a giant, what is it, like 20-foot Gundam there and everything. It's the Gunpla booth by Bandai and everything. There's our bag for when you buy the exclusives that weekend. Yeah. So how we doing? Hope everyone had a good week. It's been pretty crazy, pretty crazy in terms of pre-orders. I know a lot of people have been talking about how their wallets are struggling because of just all the craziness. Oh, we'll talk about some of the stuff I got. Not so much bots, but everything else. We'll talk about it. It's only technically day 2 of the show. Day 3 is tomorrow, which is going to be absolute madness. No, I wouldn't be at the hotel, Ashnud. This is a local Montreal convention, and whenever I do local Montreal conventions, even ones that are multi-day, I go home afterwards. Just easier. It's not like TFCon where people stay at the hotel. Like I don't know. If I lived in Toronto, I'd go home. I wouldn't stay at the hotel. It would just be easier. So let's jump into some news. We got some stuff we're going to cover. I don't have many slides because I had to do everything kind of last second. Got back, put myself together, and jumped onto the old PC. So let's talk about it. So a lot of pre-orders popped up. This seems to be the discussion of the week, which is the beautiful Missing Link series that now has commercials. It has pre-orders. It has all the information and everything. We know that has a numbering convention. It's going to be pretty nutty. I don't know where they want to go with this. Uh, the funny thing is that Hasbro Pulse, I might as well show like the first like pre-order listings. Hasbro Pulse puts it under Masterpiece. Masterpiece Missing Link. As if it's like taking G1 and then taking, I guess, Masterpiece and finding what would be in between that, which would be hyper articulation, I guess. That would be the explanation. I don't know. So all the pre-orders went up on Hasbro Pulse. I don't know if anything is sold out yet. I did not check. I literally just got home like half an hour ago. So it's something where if it's sold out, there is other options on different websites. But if you were planning to get it through Hasbro Pulse, yeah, it's one and done with this kind of stuff, unfortunately. So we got Missing Link CO1 Convoy, or they call him here Optimus Prime. Who calls him Optimus Prime? Convoy Toy Edition with trailer. 120.99, $119.99. It's $20. It's $120. Is that a good price? Is that not a good price? That is up to you. Some people are questioning if it even has die-cast areas on it, which is, a valid concern. Well, some people were curious about, those foot tilts and how the original toy had die-cast feet, and if it's able to do the tilt, it probably has to be plastic now. That is true. But we'll see what happens with that. It's something where I'm intrigued by this line. I'm interested by it, but even I also kind of go like, I've seen some Optimuses that have gone for way less than that, and $120 gets you a lot of stuff in Transformers. So I'm gonna wait it out for now. It looks really cool. Don't get me wrong. It's something that definitely Proto Man in the 90s when he was collecting Beast Wars would have absolutely loved this to death. But in a world where we have masterpieces and robot masters and really good retail stuff from Earthrise and everything, and not to mention probably a bunch of 40th anniversary Optimus Prime stuff next year. I am cautiously skeptical for now on its price. And like I said, $120 gets you a lot of really cool stuff in Transformers. And do you want to sink it into another Optimus Prime, or do you want to pick up, some other characters you haven't owned yet? So it's something that we will see. And again, same thing like the anime version, which doesn't have the trailer and all the extra accessories and stuff, just has the Energon Axe, the Ion Blaster, and that is that, and the Matrix of Leadership, I guess. $70. We have the sticker shock of the Walmart exclusive Optimus Prime back in, what was it, 2018? That went on clearance. It was originally $50, then it went down to $20, then it became $15. It's we will see. We will see. We will see. It's something that I think that if you are interested but you have money issues, maybe just wait it out. Could anyone confirm if this is even sold out on Hasbro Pulse? How about that too? You know? That's another question too. Quick Randy, how much are BotCon tickets? Thank you for the super chat, Quick Randy. How much are BotCon tickets? The website makes it confusing just to get basic tickets. Is it general admission? BotCon I'm unfamiliar with. TFCon I'm much more familiar with the ticketing convention. BotCon's ticketing stuff is different because now it's Abacus or whatever that's running the convention. I'm pretty sure they're a bunch of great dudes, but I'm not familiar with how their system is. So I apologize. I can't really help you with that. What I would heavily suggest, though, is probably if you have Twitter, contact their Twitter account. I find that Twitter account is very active and always replies to people. So if you have any problems, it's something that I would definitely uh, go about, and that would probably be the quickest way to get contacted because that Twitter account is constantly posting stuff. So clearly, there's someone on there still rocking out. So that's what I would do, but I'm not familiar. I would like to be at that BotCon. I just my plate is so full right now. Like right now, I'm looking at TFCon Orlando. That's kind of where my target is right now. Just want to get this convention behind me, this anime con with all the wackiness and everything, and then we'll see. And then we'll see. We'll see from there. It's 2024. Let me tell you, 2024 is going to be a busy year. But thank you, Quick Randy, for the $5 super chat, and I hope you get that all figured out, yo. But yeah, Anime Optimus, $70 again. I would wait out, and yeah, and people are saying here, Ashnud Collector Prime, they're saying it is not sold out. So again, that's something where it tells me if you are interested in this, maybe just wait and see what happens. I know that's, hey, but Proto Man, isn't that going to mean it's not going to sell well and then there won't be more? Yeah, but if it's something that's really overpriced, do you really want to continue that either? So that's what it is, like you're gonna have to really like when it comes to this hobby, you gotta sometimes, when you see an item that is feels like it could potentially be overpriced, you got to stand your ground and not just pay it because that way it sends a message to Takara or Hasbro. You know what? Maybe you could charge less than that. And I saw a great documentary many years ago. Oddly enough, it was at a BotCon of all places in a hotel room chilling. There was this great documentary talking about Walmart and saying how uh, stuff in Walmart when it goes on sale, even the sale price they still make a profit or break even. So if you know a retro reissue Walmart exclusive Optimus Prime went from $50 to $15 at Walmart, that means they were still making profit. That means that whatever their cost was from Hasbro was exuberantly low, and that $50 is a high number. That maybe it doesn't need to be that. And it's kind of the same thing here. Maybe this doesn't need to be $70. It's just the classic case of let's see what we could do. Let's see if we could get them to spend $70. Again, I think it's awesome. I think it looks really cool. But even $70, bro, I'm at an anime convention right now where there's a lot of cool stuff for $70. So if you want to get my money, you also gotta be a little, respectable with it. We're all not made of it. So we will see. We will see. It's cool, but we will see. Um, Collector Prime, a question: is it still a Twitter account? Or is it now an X account? I'm going to call it Twitter. Let me tell you something, okay? See this? I'm, you know what? Here, I'll just pull him out because he stays near my desk. So, little fun fact for people that don't know. So, Twitter, that little bird there. What's the name of that bird? Does anyone know the name of that bird? Does anyone know the name of that bird? So, the bird's called Larry. And Larry Bird is probably one of my top three favorite basketball players of all time. It's hard to discount MJ and Kobe and, even Reggie Miller and some of the other crew. But I'll always call it Twitter, and that'll always be Larry the Bird to me. So can't take that away from me with my love of basketball. So just wanted to kind of let you guys know that. Like, I'm going to keep calling it Twitter, and I think I'm going to leave that bird forever. I don't care. X, you know what? There's only one X, and it's Mega Man X. That's it. I said it on Twitter too. There's only one X. Um, but yeah, Larry Beak. No, that's not Larry. Larry Bird. Larry Legend for people that followed basketball during the Celtics of the 80s and early 90s. Good times. But yeah, so that's kind of what's happening with that, and even more even more pre-orders went up on Hasbro Pulse, but one of them again is the opposite of this. This is one where I feel the price probably is worth it. And that's when we get into stuff like, let's say, the BWVS series, the Beast Wars Again series, as they call it in Japan. BWVS '06, the not stubborn confrontation, ferocious confrontation set of Dinobot and Predacon Tarantulas 2-pack. This here is a different story. This is something where when you really break down how much stuff costs, Voyager class, let's say Voyager class Dinobot right now, if you bought them in retail, $39.99. What is a deluxe right now? $25.99. So right away there with a little bit of paint budget, and you get this masterpiece looking Dinobot. It comes with a golden disc also, and you get a fantastic Tarantulas figure. It's something that for $70 to get two masterpiece level Transformers, and it comes with the golden disc, that's something that's a little better. You're going to spend $70. You're going to go buy Anime Optimus, excuse me, or you're going to buy this, 10 out of 10. And no one has even shown these yet. The boxes that these things come in look amazing. It comes in these like boxes that look like the old, 1997 Japanese 2-packs. Like they homage those. So that's where, like, if you're going to put your money somewhere with Transformers, and again, everything is subjective. Some people might like Beast Wars, some people might like G1 more. So obviously, they might be looking at me going, "Oh, Proto Man, you know what you're talking about. G1 is trash." But the point is, in my opinion, in terms of value, I feel that this set is worth more, regardless of your love of Beast Wars or your hate of Beast Wars or your love of Optimus or your hate of Optimus or your G1 or Truck Not Monkey. I feel that this is the better value of everything we've discussed thus far. So and this set looks great. My goodness, when you put it side by side with the retail Dinobot that we got from Kingdom, throw that thing out. I'm telling you guys, there is going to be a lot of Voyager class Kingdom Dinobots donated to the TFCon charity auction next year. Mark my words, because Lord knows I was seeing so much stuff that like clearly was like replacements. Some guy donated reissues of Twin Cast from Blaster because we had the new one that came from Legacy. There was a whole bunch of overrides that were donated. Like anytime there's like a better version of a character, so many times the older ones end up being like donated or sold. And it's no surprise. Sometimes people they're like, "Hey man, I'm selling my collection. Here's what I'm selling." And everything they're selling is stuff that's, "Oh, this is better now. Oh, this is better. Oh, you're getting rid of your BotCon DevCon. Gee, I wonder why?" It's like it always happens. But looks great. This is my pick personally of the bunch that have gone up for pre-order, including that Lunar Rover Optimus Prime that I don't have the slide here for because that's not really news, that one, but it went up for pre-order. So we will see. We will see. But if I had to pick one, it would be this one for sure. And speaking also of good value, let's talk about what I talked about just yesterday, the Kondansha Transformers Fan Book 2023. some people were contacting me saying they're having difficulty finding the pre-order page on Amazon.jp. In the comments of that segment of that video, go down there. I posted the direct link for the pre-order if you are interested in picking it up. Some people told me that they also think it might be sold out now. Again, I don't blame them. It's $11.50 after exchange for a Transformers guidebook and an exclusive core class clear Optimus Prime. I think you'd be kind of stupid not to buy it. You know, you get a limited edition Optimus Prime figure and a guidebook for $11.50. I mean, yo, like the past ones too were like the same thing. They were really cheap. So definitely check that out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the individual segments I did yesterday. Really breaking down what these fan books are, what they entail, their history. They've been doing them for a couple of years now. Just it's kind of like the best way for me to compare it to is a lot of times when I go to like Walmart, I see sometimes in the book section, they'll have like a kid's book and it has like a Lego minifig included with it. And that Lego minifig's an exclusive Lego minifig to that book. It's kind of the same thing like that, where you'll have like, it's a Transformer guidebook that reflects what's happening this year. And then on top of it all, it throws in an exclusive figure of some shape or form. In this case, it's Core Class Kingdom Optimus Prime, done in clear Optimus, Ghost Optimus, Shining Matrix Optimus, whatever you want to call it. Looking good, looking really good. Already have this pre-ordered myself, that one for sure. Because again, for $11, some people spend more than $11 on a cup of coffee. So for me to have something that I'm going to have forever, I'm down for that. And it's going to be an Optimus, and it's going to be an exclusive, and it comes with a cool book. Order that fan book. Shipping is 18 though. Well, it depends on your location. 18 for some locations. If you have a middleman or PO box, it could be cheaper, but at least the base cost is looking good at least. So I'm down for that. And DHL sometimes through Amazon.jp has some of the quickest shipping on the planet. Remember, I once ordered I think I ordered a guidebook or something, and it came in like 3 days or 2 days, all the way from the other side of the globe. It's nuts how they pull that off. But yeah, check that out too. Check that out too. And that's it more or less for the news this week. We're gonna cover some little things here and there I got today from the big old anime con. And that's that. But let's jump in first to sponsors because we got to respect the sponsors because they keep the lights on. Symbiote Studios, which I was rocking one of their shirts today at the show. If you were there, I also was rocking the TF Slag shirt for the other first half of the show. But plush pins and T-shirts. Check it out, symbiotestudios.com. Everything going on there. We got a whole bunch of other plushes still to come before the end of 2023. Stay tuned for that. Some G1 goodness. That's all I'm going to say. Getting back into the G1 flavor of things. People are going to be very happy with these plushes. Everything's doing well. I have to check with the crew because I think some of them sold out recently. So I got to look into it. But yeah, a lot of good stuff there. Be sure to pick up the plushes before they sell out. And of course, we got the Primal, the brand new one, looking good. We got the Slag. Look at that one. Oh, look at the Slag. Isn't he good? Where's my? Oh, he's back there. Can't reach him. And then of course we got the T-Rex from Power Rangers. That one just came out also too. You could scan that QR code and get some deals and stuff like that on the sales page. So really good stuff, as well as all of their other brands. Power Rangers, My Little Pony, G.I. Joe, The Works. Check it out. Good stuff. And we got Anda seats. Chilling in my Anda seat like I always do. Again, check them out. They always are really good to me, and they sent me a nice, beautiful seat. And you get a promo code ProtoMan, save 15% off your order of and a seat. And they're actually, I think you could stack the code too, because there's another sale on. And of course, last thing we're going to talk about is Aaron Archer and his latest segment. So we recorded the latest segment of the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. It is a Beyblade segment. Now, some people might be like, well, that's not Transformers Proto Man. Why am I going to listen to this? So, in this segment, we have a special guest. We have Steve Bono. He worked on Transformers Alternators. He worked in Star Wars Black Series. He's a big dude in the Kenner Hasbro world. He was a special guest that we had too. And we talked a little bit of Transformers because Beyblade was a result of that really good relationship that Hasbro had with Takara. And essentially what happened was because Armada did so well and that relationship was so positive, that they then right away were like, well, why don't we look at some of the other stuff Takara's been doing and maybe we can continue that. And Beyblade was one of those. So there's a little bit of Transformers lineage and history going on with Beyblade. So we talk about that briefly and everything. Go check it out. It's a really good segment. We had a lot of behind the scenes photos, some prototype photos, all kinds of really good stuff. If you were a fan of that era of toys, whether it be Beyblade or Bakugan, Beat-em-on, Metabots, anything, any of that early 2000s stuff, it'll be a good trip down memory lane and let it rip. And of course, Aaron Archer's book. Aaron right now, as it is at PowerCon, we're both doing the convention scene. He's at PowerCon. I'm at Otaku-thon. I think mine is a little more badass. I don't know. So you could pick up his book right now, even though he's at PowerCon. If you're not at PowerCon, you can pick it up here online. The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 2, Color Edition, Aaron's new art book with a whole bunch of awesome art in it, original art from that era of Transformers that he was the main driving force behind. You got a whole bunch of great stuff going on there. 36 pages of original Transformer art. It's beautiful. I'd show you the book, but then I'd be spoiling the fun for you. You should open it up and react yourself. $20 gets you the book. If you add an extra $15 onto that $20, he'll do a custom sketch on the inside for you of anything you want. Good stuff. Awesome stuff as always. Sold very well at the last TFCon. I'm pretty sure he's doing just as well at PowerCon right now. Archermonster.com/shop if you want to pick it up online. It's fantastic, yo. Go check it out. And that's it for the sponsors. So let's talk about our little weekend thus far. So Otaku-thon. This is the book's actually like this because it's all about the giant robots. This is the program. Big old robots, Sazabi and the V Gundam from Char's Counterattack. So great con that I'm staffing at this weekend in the video game section. They had a whole bunch of stuff. They were giving out exclusive waifu trading cards from all kinds of different TCGs. This one's I don't know, Tando Cure, I guess, whatever. It's a Canadian edition. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's a nice bikini. Waifu. And you got this one too. It's an oversized card. They were handing these out, all kinds of exclusive, all kinds of waifu stuff. If you're like me, it's all good in the hood. So we have this weekend at the Gunpla booth. If you're in the Montreal area this weekend, come by tomorrow. Check it out. I'm going to be there. I was building some Transformer model kits. I was building all those Flame Toys ones there. I was building an Optimus Prime over that weekend. Although I didn't get very far because I want to give a shout out to some fans that came by to talk. I had quite a few actually. There was a pair that came by to say hi, and we talked for like a good couple hours. And then another crew of people came by, so I was surprised because usually Montreal there's not as many Transformer fans. So when it's nice to see that there's people that are fans of the podcast that come to the cons and go, "Hey, Proto Man, I like what you do. Your stuff's pretty cool." So I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Thank you again for coming by. I wish I could remember your names. I'm just so exhausted right now, and maybe you don't want me to say your names publicly. So but thank you again for coming by. There were some exclusives at the con. Uh, a lot of different exclusive Gundam stuff as well as Pokemon. They had also they were giving away some kits. So this was the one that they were giving away. This was the Pikachu trial version, not for sale. If you come by our booth, you could build a model kit for free and you get to take it home for free. So this is the Pikachu one. I know it looks like it's black and white, but it is color. You can build it. It's a sleeping Pikachu. So there's the Pikachu, there's the Gundam, and there's a Goku. The Goku one's really cool too. I don't have that on me right now. Maybe tomorrow I'll get it. But so check that out. That's some of the stuff that you could build. This is one of the exclusives this weekend. This is the big size, huge Magikarp. Look at that. This thing's huge. It's like a master grade box. You want to build a giant Magikarp? It's there. That's the one I got this weekend. I just thought that was cool. Maybe I'll get some of the Gundam stuff too tomorrow. I'll see how I feel. But so that's also an exclusive this weekend. Probably going to be scalped online at some point. But yeah, do not resale outside of the con. Yeah. So very cool stuff. Very nice. I didn't even open it up yet. Let me take a look. So look how big these pieces are. Jeez, look at the side next to my head. That's like one flipper. Jeez. So I'm gonna have a giant 1 by 1 scale Magikarp to build. That's some good stuff too. And again, all kinds of cool guests. There's a lot of voice actors and stuff. I do want to point out one thing that's interesting. It's not here in the book though, but I did see it. There were signs for the voice actor autograph signings. Um, it's kind of funny. So apparently, all the English voice actors have gotten together and refused to sign Funko Pops, which is absolutely fascinating that they don't want to sign Funko Pops. I think it's because they're aware that it goes on eBay right away, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, that they're willing to ban a very specific thing because of the fear of it going on eBay. When it's like, imagine like if like, you could like get a Proto Man model kit signed from Mega Man and put that on eBay. But if you get a Proto Man Funko Pop signed, they will refuse it. It's interesting. I don't know. I guess Funko is kind of getting a negative press recently. There's been talks of Funko getting bought out by GameStop and GameStop absorbing them and everything, which is going to ruin GameStop, in my opinion. That's going to be kind of nutty when you think about it. Now, GameStop's going to be GameStop's already like 25 to like 30% Funko Pop. Now it's going to be even more. Kevin PH with the super chat. Whether it's filling up my cup, enjoying lunch at my favorite deli, stoking up a local grocery store, or simply editing my videos. Why does that sound familiar? Is that an Optobotamus reference? I think that's an Optobotamus reference, Kevin. And I'm going to catch that right away because a lot of people are. I like Paul. Why do people make fun of Paul? I don't understand that. I I get what people are saying, but Paul's always been a really nice guy to me. He's always been very respectful. But I don't know. Whatever. If I was Paul, I wouldn't have went for Coca-Cola though. That's poison, that drink, Paul. Paul, go for orange juice. Go for like what? Like Oasis, Get the if you have to have sugar, get the lesser sugar. Get something that gives you some vitamin C at least. I wouldn't go with Sunny D though. That stuff's acid, but Coca-Cola, ugh. We used Coca-Cola and Sprite to clean the griddle at Burger King back in the day. You don't put that in your system. You sell it to customers. You don't put that in your system. But thank you, Kevin PH, for making me quote Optobotamus's commercial. And Paul, you're still awesome. Sheriff Latif, trying to teach my nephew that Funkos aren't the greatest buy. Well, it's not that they're not the look. I had this discussion actually today. The thing with Funkos is if they just stuck, which is what I like Funkos for, if they stuck to doing figures of toy lines that don't have figures or characters that don't have figures. Look, here's some real talk. This Larry Bird right here, this is a Funko item. It's not a Funko Pop, but it's a Funko item. It's an articulated Larry Bird action figure, Like it, and to me, that's really cool, and it's really nice. Look, it's got those Funko eyes though, which maybe I'm not a fan of, but you know they do because there's no point in 2023 to make an action figure, Todd McFarlane or whatever, of a basketball player from 30 years ago. But Funko is willing to do that kind of stuff. So that stuff I like. But the problem is that's not what makes Funko. Funko is 99% stuff that just serves no purpose. If you're a Star Wars collector, with all the great stuff that exists in Star Wars, why would you need a Funko of any of those Star Wars characters? You got to really love that specific character to want a Funko Pop of it. But like, do you need a Funko Stormtrooper? Like, I mean, let alone all the variants and stuff. I love Thanos from the Marvel stuff, specifically comic books. Movie Thanos is okay, but Marvel stuff. And like when they did all that Infinity War Thanos stuff, I'm like, do I need Thanos in blue, green, purple, yellow, zombie Thanos, this Thanos? I didn't touch any of that. I don't need a Thanos Funko. I could get Hot Toys. I could get a beautiful Marvel Legends. Like, so it's a very, to me, if they just stuck to making action figures of stuff that doesn't have action figures already, then it would be fine. And I think they'd have a much more niche market and would probably still have the respect that they would have. But I mean, I'm tomorrow, guys, I'm going to take a photo and I'm going to tweet it. There was a guy at the con, no joke. His booth is massive, massive booth, only Funko Pop. And I think it was buy 5 and get 2 free or something because he's trying to unload because there's just too much. There's just too much. You don't need Funkos of the Golden Girls. You don't need Funko Pops of of like every member of Kiss. You don't need Funko Pops of like The Office. You don't need Funko Pops of like Goosebumps or Erie, Indiana. Like there's just Funkos of everything. And it's just like, okay, maybe there's that one guy that really likes Erie, Indiana or Goosebumps and wants, Monster Blood, the Funko Pop. But I mean, geez, you're filling a market that doesn't have space for it. And I think that's why GameStop is probably going to buy them out because I think they just need to like alleviate the amount of stuff is there. You go to a Walmart, there's a section for Funkos, but how many times do you see that stuff on sale? All the time because Walmart can't get rid of it. It's crazy. It's crazy, you know? Oh, did I say his real name? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's public knowledge, right? Anyways, um, let's see. Now you only donated once, Kevin. It doesn't say. It only says it once on my end, unless I'm seeing something. Unless I'm seeing something. Uh, but yeah, we got Eldon Tolbert with the super chat. Thank you, Eldon, with the super chat. Imagine if reboot Agent Simmons will say, "Tell Unicron, let's tango." Yeah, tell Unicron, let's tango. Well, that's assuming, and I know this is a crazy statement. That's assuming that all of this even is a reboot, because Don Murphy and what's his name there, Lorenzo de Bonaventura, as far as they're concerned, it's all still the same continuity. And dare I say, somehow this is all still connected, which would be really dumb, but whatever. At these points, sometimes I almost feel like I can't even take these movies seriously anymore. I just gotta like every one of them's its standalone continuity. That's how I feel. Every one of those movies is its own continuity. You could assume that stuff happened before, you could assume that stuff happened afterwards, but that movie in itself is its own continuity, whatever movie it is. Revenge of the Fallen, maybe some stuff happened before, maybe that 2007 movie happened, maybe it didn't. Maybe stuff happens afterwards, maybe it didn't. So we don't know. We don't know. But Agent Simmons would be cool to have him come back. What's his name? John Turturro. I like his action figure that came with Skids. Has his little neckerchief. Love that little figure. Not every day you could have a John Turturro action figure. But thank you for the super chat, Holden. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Retro Cabal, how you doing, Retro? Doing good. Proto, what do you think of the Street Sharks comeback? I'm excited about it. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Street Sharks fan. Uh, I think it's just Mattel looking at their trademarks. Mattel tried to do Street Sharks like Kickstarter kind of thing, like like those are called their Mattel Creations. They tried to do that, it didn't sell very well, and then they pulled it down because it wasn't selling well, so they didn't want it to look bad. Some people got it, some toy influencers were sent them, but no one that I know who actually collects action figures bought it. The only people that I've ever seen do toy reviews of it were all influencers that got them sent. So I don't know. Whoever got those Street Sharks, well, congratulations to you. You probably have something that's very limited because it really didn't get out there. But hopefully this new series is good. I mean, do I have it nearby? Oh, it's already in the other room. There was a line called Grocery Gang that was in the shelves for a while, and they had like some Street Sharks kind of homaging figures, so I bought some of those. I think it was called Pirate Shark, it was like an homage of Battle Beasts and Street Sharks. What a great little line, Grocery Gang. They had so much like it was like Street Sharks homages, Food Fighters, all the weird 90s toy lines all together. I love it when like people do that kind of stuff. It's really good. But I am excited about it. I'm very curious to see. It's funny. We have Biker Mice from Mars. Their new toy lines coming out soon, which I'm also hyped about. And now Street Sharks, all the '90s toy lines coming. So now we got to get back Bots Master. We got to get back King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. We got to get back Mummies Alive. We need some Cadillacs and dinosaurs. What else am I missing? We need a Freakazoid. You know, we need we need a lot. We need Cowboys of Moo Mesa. We need Reboot to come back. We need Shadow Raiders to come back. We need I know I'm forgetting something. Bucky O'Hare. Actually they tried to bring back Bucky O'Hare. Tried to bring it back, but no luck on that one, unfortunately. That line got canceled. But they got some good figures out before it got canceled. But thank you for the super chat, Retro. Always appreciate your comments. Where are we at here? Tom Laney, what's up, everyone? Finding that Toxitron in their Walmarts. I have not found it yet, but I did not check my Walmart yet this weekend. Been kind of busy with the show. I'll probably do grocery shopping maybe on Monday just to catch up. Cheetah men. Uh, I'm probably gonna do some Skeleton Warriors. That's another good one. Roman, that's a really good one. Um, but I'll probably check on Monday. I really just I want to find that Mirage. I want the my watermelon Mirage. That's the one I'm hyped about the most of that whole line. The Grimlock's cool too, but again, leader class, I'll wait. I'll wait. Not in a rush on that one, but I'm gonna get the Mirage for sure. Gonna get that Mirage, 100%. Uh, yeah, Roman Skeleton Warriors, man. Skeleton Warriors. Dun, 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 dun. That has the intro is done by the voice actor of Megabyte from Reboot. I think it was one of his earliest roles. Really good one. Uh Retro Cabal love Proto Man waxing eloquently about rare obscure 90s toy line Chef Kiss. What's some other good ones? What's another good one? And you know how I remember? I just think about what's in my room right now in my doubles room, which one day I want to do a recording from that room. There's so much cool stuff in there. Uh, what's another good one? Good 90s toy lines. Snailians. That's a really obscure one. Boglins. Those are all. Boglins is more 80s. And then of course you got the Mask toy line. Not the Mask as in Mama Mask, but the uh, the Jim Carrey one. That was a really good one. There's so many. Ronin Warriors. Ronin Warriors by Playmates. What a great toy line. With all of those armor and everything. Fantastic. Tiger Sharks. Yeah. That didn't have a toy line though, did it? I know it had a cartoon. Didn't have a toy line. That was kind of like the spiritual successor to Thundercats. Alice Devil with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Alice. I had a bad experience with Bottomus. I bought an animated Waspinator from him that never arrived. Saw him selling it again later. No refund. There was no tracking at all. I mean, everything I ship, maybe because I'm Canadian and I want to cover my butt with the crossing the border, but there was no tracking at all. That's kind of sad. That sucks if that happened. Hope you didn't pay too much for it. Yeah, that sucks. I know, look, people, people have a weird relationship with him. I don't know what it is. He's always been nice. I have the rule that, until someone, soils me personally, I'm not going to have judgment. That's always how I felt. But if you do, oh boy, you know, after hearing all that negative stuff of me going, it's probably not that bad. Oh, it's not that bad. Because there's some guys that I've been warned about and then they screwed me. And let me tell you, I don't want to name names, some people in this fandom, but you know, Retro Cabal, you should do a toy room tour for your Patreon only. It's not a toy room. It's one of the other rooms. It's just the miscellaneous. I call it the manga room, but it really isn't the manga room. It's more toys than manga. It's just that there's one whole wall that's just comic books and manga. Um, but it's just there's a lot of cool stuff in that room. A lot of cool stuff in that room. I love that room. I go into that room sometimes just kind of like meditate. Like I'll just like, in that there's like two whole shelves just of vintage Ninja Turtles, like deep like these. Like not like, like a DTOF, like my deep shelves like this, custom made in that room. There's Cops. I'm remembering all because I'm remembering what's on their shelves. There's Cops, King Arthur Knights of Justice, there's Ninja Turtles, all the different eras. Japanese Ninja Turtles, which are really cool. I always dig my Japanese Ninja Turtles. SWAT Cats, that's another one. Very good one, Roman. Helping me out here. Thank you. SWAT Cats is a really good show too. That's one that needs to come back. I don't want to miss any chats. Sorry guys. Just everything's rolling. Everything's rolling, rolling, rolling. Collector Prime missed out on that G2 slide side pre-order. I've been keeping an eye out at local stores. Me too, man. That's gonna be the one I'm gunning for more than them all. They had a toy line. Yeah, I know they did. They got the jets and everything. Didn't come out here in Quebec though. There was a lot of like when I was a kid, there was a lot of like I remember what my mom used to always say because I would watch a cartoon and then or like and if there was ever like a toy commercial or a McDonald's like Happy Meal commercial, and I'd be like, "Oh man, I want that." My mom used to always tell me, it's like, "What channel are you watching? Because if it's an American channel, then probably you won't see it on shelves." And she was right most of the time, especially with the McDonald's promos. Gargoyles, I have tons of gargoyles. Oh my goodness, I have a lot of gargoyle stuff. That's a lot. There's a really new good line of gargoyle toys coming out right now. That there's some great stuff. I want to get that Demona that came out. So many things to pre-order. But yeah, what was I talking about? I'm all over the place today. I'm so tired, so tired. But I'm glad to have you guys today. It was a very busy day at the con, but still good stuff. Dino Saucers was great. What I love about Dino Saucers was and I'm not a political person. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It was just I remember that Tom Hanks uh, was interviewed, and they said to him like, "Do you think Donald Trump will be president?" And then Tom Hanks says, "Donald Trump will be president when flying saucers come down from space and dinosaurs come out to have a war against us." And then I was like, "Thanks, Tom. Well, dinosaurs is a thing, so I guess it was going to happen." Yeah. Dinosaurs. Those are extremely rare toys because so the toys were gonna be made of dinosaurs and then they got canceled, but the molds got out there, and then there's a huge line of bootlegs of dinosaurs that use the dinosaur molds that never got released publicly. It's wild. It's wild. Super rare toy line if you could find any of those. Because the thing with bootlegs is they're there and then they're gone. It's fly by night. So whatever's out there is it, and whatever company made those bootlegs probably doesn't even exist anymore. What a great little show. What else did we see here? Where are we at? Where are we at? I got a fun story about Paul involving winning a BBTS contest that resulted in me getting an MPM barricade. Hey, well, if you got a free MPM barricade, can't complain there. I want a free MPM barricade. I love Barricade. Retro Cavallo, good to see you back from the convention scene. Can't wait to visit SDC. Well, see, San Diego Comic Con for next year. I'm gonna talk to Symbiote Studios and we're gonna work something out. Like I will be like the booth babe of Symbiote Studios, and we'll probably do something where I'll be there, and then we could all hang out together at San Diego. San Diego's a nutty show. I get it. It's gonna burn me out, but after like all this time of uh of no conventions due to the big V, if I'm going to still call it that. I'm so used to it at this point. Um, I just kind of want to get back in the swing of things and a lot of stuff. Even run my own local shows here and everything. Where are we at? I hope I don't. If I miss any questions, please. Like, I'm not going to miss the super chats because those pop up, but any of the green ones, just repeat yourself if I miss them. I apologize. Uh, Let's see. Retro Cabal, do you like Captain Planet? I have two Captain Planet figures in my display. I have the flying Captain Planet, where it has like a piece that comes out of his back, and I have Dr. Blight. And the only reason why I kept that figure is because if you turn her hair, you could see her damaged face, and I thought that was like so cool that they would put that on a kid's toy. I'd like to collect more of them, but the problem with that line, there's a lot, it's like Batman collecting. There's like the vanilla figures, meaning like the main figures, how they look in the show. And then there's tons of like repaints that are just like, you don't want those, Power Attack Captain Planet and like what's the name of Wheeler, like who was like the fire guy, Eco Strike Wheeler. It's like, yeah, I just want like the main cast, maybe one ring, you know. What ring would I be? Would I be water? Water or fire? Water's cool too. I get a free drink every time, as long as it's filtered. Where are we at? Where are we at? Quick Randy with the super chat. How we doing, Quick Randy? Again, $5 super chat. What do you think is the likelihood of a saber-tooth tiger fossilizer for Legacy? I need that for reasons. So I talked about that actually. Was it last week or this week? I don't remember. Um, there was an interview with Evan Brooks from Hasbro, and they asked him about that piece of art for Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom, and about all the stuff that was in that art that didn't become action figures: the Polar Claw, the Saber-tooth Tiger, like you mentioned, the crocodile fossilizer. And he said that the problem with that art is, and I believe it was Marcelo who did the art, if I remember correctly. They presented Marcelo with a list of figures that were going to be part of the line, including like the arc and everything. And I always do that, even though the arc is there now, because I got so used to it hanging above me. Um, and he filled in the blanks pretty much. So a lot of those were never really intended to be figures. It was more just a way to convey what this brand is going to be for retailers. Because think about that piece of art that I'm talking about was never used anywhere else. Wasn't used on packaging. It wasn't used on any like posters. It wasn't used on the back of a box. It wasn't used in any books. It was just this one piece of art that was used in the live stream that they did to convey that this is what Kingdom is, and that's it. And, us being hardcore fans, we picked apart everything. Oh, there's this character, there's that. Oh, we're gonna get this character. Oh, we're gonna get that. Who's that big guy in the background? Oh, we're getting the arc. Like, I mean, I would have loved a you know, new fossilizers, get a saber-tooth tiger so we can continue building our Megazord combiner. I'd love to get the Polar Claw, but it wasn't in the cards. Not to mention John Warden, who was the original like lead designer, he left halfway through Kingdom, and then Evan and Mark kind of took over, and then that kind of steered it in a different direction. And I think that was part of the reason why we didn't get Polar Claw. That they wanted to do Tigatron instead, which I think is probably the smarter decision because the only other alternative for a good Tigatron figure would have been like the Telemocha, which goes for crazy money, and the Masterpiece, which has a lot of scratching problems, unfortunately. It's a great figure, fantastic figure, but I always tell people with that Tigatron, if you're going to transform it into beast mode, take the head off because it gets scratched if you transform it. Too much paint. Sometimes too much paint is a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any other questions. Got so many questions. Tom Laney, I was late to the stream, so I apologize if I already talked about it. Hey, Tom, it's cool to be late. It's cool to be late. In a party, you should always be late, fashionably late. You make an entrance. Is Missing Link, the Missing Link line, Hasbro and Takara, or just Takara? What is the size of the figures, and are they going to scale with other figures? The assumption is if that trailer that comes with Optimus is one for one the original G1 trailer, then it's slightly taller, just due to the articulation and pieces, slightly taller than the original G1 toy, but ever so slightly. And I believe it's going to be a Takara only thing. I think that unless Hasbro hasn't said something yet about what they're doing for the 40th anniversary, because all of that stuff is going to be coming out, if I remember correctly, March. Well, what's the release date? One second, let's double check that together. It is May, excuse me, May of 2024, like right when the 40th anniversary of Transformers happens. So I imagine what they're probably going to do is if they do have intentions of doing it, we'll probably hear about it at the PulseCon in September. So stay tuned for that because that's going to be when we're going to learn about our Haslam. But stay tuned for that. But we'll find out. There's going to be supposedly that PulseCon coming up is going to be the last burst of Legacy Evolution and what's going to be happening with that line. Teasers of what's going to be happening next year with Transformers Legacy Uni, what's going to be happening with the 40th anniversary, the new stuff with Studio Series, the Rock Lords, all of those things. You will see. You will see. My cousin likes collecting Dino Riders. That's a great line. Dino Riders is really fantastic. And then he said here, a revitalization could be fun. So here's the problem, Collector Prime. So me and Matt Moylan always talk about this. Matt Moylan's a big Dino Riders fan of Little Formers, Udon Comics, the Street Fighter stuff. Uh, Mattel has the trademark for Dino Riders, and they constantly just throw it at things just to keep the trademark alive. So for many years, Mattel kept the Dino Riders license and trademark by every so often putting it on a Hot Wheel toy. Literally, like go on eBay or Google Hot Wheels Dino Riders, and it would just be a subline of Hot Wheels Dino Riders, and what it is, it's dinosaur cars. Has nothing to do with the toy line, but it's a good way to keep that trademark. Then they did, I believe it was a statue figure of the blonde female character from Dino Riders. They did a statue of her. That was a license deal though, so that kept the trademark going a little longer. There was a line done by Imaginext, which was a play school line, which was literally an homage to Dino Riders. It was all these dinosaurs with armor and stuff, and like aliens riding them. So you could kind of get your Dino Rider fix through that, but it's Imaginext, so you can only get so much mileage out of that, unfortunately. But a fantastic line too. I would love to own the T-Rex again with all the armor and stuff. I had a friend who had it like 100% complete. He got out of his toys. I got it from him at a garage sale, missing so much of the stuff. And then me being an idiot, like early eBay days in like the early 2000s, I sold it on eBay because I wanted money for like Chrome Dome or something, like or Star Saber. So maybe it worked out, but I kind of regret it. I wish I sold something else instead because I really like that T Rex. It's really cool. One day maybe I'll reunite with it. I'll find a nice complete one that won't break the bank on me. We need another big V where everyone sells their collections and I swoop in and buy stuff. Where are we at here? Prince of Alex 59 Legacy Evolution Bombshell that I got is okay. Not as good as the other Insecticons. His head design kind of has been designed better. Yeah, it's show accurate, which again, pick your poison if you consider that a good thing or a bad thing. We got so used to messing with Bombshell toys that had a very different way the head sculpt and the horn was done that we never really paid attention to how his robot mode looked in the cartoon because when you think the Insecticons in your mind, you right away think the insect modes. You don't think of the robot modes. Maybe shrapnel, maybe shrapnel a little bit, you know. Yeah, like it is what it is, unfortunately. I still think it looks cool. I know Evan said he wants to do two different colors. He wants to do like robot mode accurate colors and then alt mode accurate colors because apparently, not kickback, Bombshell's transformation is technically impossible in terms of the coloring. But that, blame Sunbow for that one. Retro Cabal, do you guys know anything of Power Rangers Lightning Collection? It seems like they're taking a break. So Aaron Archer actually addressed this because this was a question we were asked during TFCon. They might actually just kind of like be slowing down because of output. They put out a lot of product and they just kind of want to slow down. And I'll be honest with you. The only time I ever saw Lightning Collection stuff not selling good was I just remember the King Sphinx for whatever reason. I love King Sphinx, but for whatever reason, the King Sphinx didn't sell well, and that went on clearance. But otherwise, it was always pretty decent. So I can't imagine why they would do it. Micah, is that you? Techno Micah? Is that you, Micah? Yeah, Matt Moylan didn't come to TFCon. He was really busy. People have to remember Matt is like one of the head dudes of Udon Comics, and you're talking like all the Capcom brands and everything. So I don't I don't blame him if he misses a TFCon. He's a busy boy, but a very cool guy. Maybe he'll be at one of the TFCon USA shows. I think that was like what was the last one he did? I think he did Washington. He did Washington. That was the one I took the Shockwave photo with him. Uh, Tigatron is legacy inside. I must have missed a conversation. Kevin PH with another gold super chat. Thank you, Kevin PH. There's this YouTuber that made a conspiracy theory about that Kingdom was never intended to be the Beast Wars characters. Do you think he's right? So there is a little bit of truth to that theory. So here's what happened. This is not a conspiracy. This is like legit what happened. So John Warden, who did, Combiner Wars, Titans Return, Power of the Primes. That's the John Warden era when he was the head designer. He's a big G1 guy. Loves G1. Doesn't care about Beast Wars and all that stuff. He loves his G1. That's his thing. 84, 85, 86. Yum, 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 yum. Give him, that's what he loves. He's not a big fan of the other stuff. So when he had the helm, all right, John, you're going to leave. He did combiners, so he got all his combiners in. He did headmasters. He did this. He did that. The only reason why we even got Optimus Primal in Power of the Primes was because he was the fan vote winner. There was like a fan vote, and then Optimus Primal won for whatever reason. I think it was like who should be the next Prime or something. It was, and he won. So that was the only. Then John had to put, Optimus Primal. when we were going into Siege, Earthrise, and Kingdom, G1, 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 and then John was on his way out. And so the plan was that it was going to be Kingdom was going to be this like G1 8485 meets Guys from the Future, similar to the Transformers video game for the PlayStation 2, where Rodimus and Galvatron come from the future and they go to 1984, 1985 past and have a confrontation with the Autobots. And there was this whole kind of like time travel kind of story thing. John was going to be on his way out. Evan and Mark came in. Evan and Mark are guys that love G1, but they also love Beast Wars. They want to celebrate the other brands. So we got the Beasts. And it also kind of made sense because at the time, in a world where we weren't supposed to have the big V, and this is all planned years in advance, it was supposed to also be like, hey, here's this Beast Wars line, and then here's this Beast Wars movie. With Rise of the Beast. But of course, the movie got delayed a year. It's all that. That is Micah. Okay, cool. Micah was the one who had the cat during my live stream. That beautiful cat. That beautiful Bengal. But thank you for the super chat. It's not that it was a conspiracy. There's a lot of truth that I believe Mark talked about it in an interview a while back. How like that's kind of what was going on with Kingdom. We got here Collector Prime. Thank you for the gold super chat again, Kevin. That's awesome. Thank you for all the gold super chats. Kevin, Collector Prime. The T-Rex was awesome. Love the Brontosaurus. The Brontosaurus is like the Brontosaurus is like the USS Flag of Dino Riders. it's like the holy grail for people. Although that T-Rex is pretty up there too. The T-Rex is like owning Optimus Prime. The Brontosaurus is like owning Fortress Maximus, I guess is the best way to put it. Like in terms of like importance to the line. Mikey and Louie, no Beast Wars. What kind of hell would that be? You're telling me. Love my Beast Wars. Mikey Louie Proto, what is the next Titan gonna be? Well, I mean, realistically, I think they should do something with Armada. Either Armada or animated. So animated Omega Supreme or Armada Tidal Wave. Those would be the two that I would like to see. Failing that, revisit G1 Metroplex just to make people happy again because they really want Metroplex badly. Or revisit, Devastator again and give people another Devastator that I'm probably not going to need, but it is what it is. Retro Cabal, thank you for answering my question, Pro. Hey, David, any day of the week, I will always answer your questions. Prince of Phalanx 59, any word on the third-party Legends company, New Age, Magic Square, and others scrubbing their Weibo accounts? I heard about that, but I don't know any information about it. But I did hear about it. There was some other third-party news, but nothing confirmed yet. I don't like to talk about rumors when they're like really just like, so like if I know more info, I'll talk about it. But I just heard about it, and it's all like he said, she said. So nothing that I know of, unfortunately. And if I knew something, I'd at least let you know what I think. But I mean, I don't know yet. I don't know anything that's going on with it, which sucks because I like New Age. They make a lot of cool things. Mikey and Louie, num 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 num. Yeah, I'm hungry too. Just came back from the con. I have a yakisoba waiting for me upstairs. If people want to know what I'm eating tonight. We always thought that the. Sorry, I'm just. We always thought that the Machinima series was the reason we got Optimus Primal. No, that was all planned afterwards. That was again, it was the success of those the fan vote that then led to the decisions that led to all the other stuff. That Machinima stuff was probably planned way in advance. T-Formers 2002, you missed my comment right above the Tigatron one. Oh, did I? I apologize. One moment, T-Formers. Here. Since they confirmed Tigatron replaced Polar Claw, do you think he would come in Legacy with Tarantulas had gone as planned? That's a tough one because I think that like Polar Claw also is one of these situations where it's a trademark that they lost many years ago, where Tigatron is a trademark that they kind of kept afloat over the past couple of years. And you probably go like, well, there was no retail Tigatrons. There was a couple Bakon stuff that they did. So right away there, it's like, oh, BotCon 2016, they did a Tigatron. That bought them 4 years, expires in 2020. What did they do? They refresh it, boom. Then they do the legacy, not the legacy, the Kingdom one. So it's something where I imagine they probably still would have went with Polar Claw due to trademarks, because not Polar Claw, Tigatron due to trademarks, because Polar Claw had his original trademark back then, and then that was it. There was a Polar Claw character in the Robots in Disguise 2015 series, but you don't file a trademark if you don't have a product. So you could have 100 characters, have 100 names, but until you call it a toy, it doesn't register the trademark. And they didn't even make a Polar Claw figure from that 2015 character, which would have been cool too. It was a cool design. He literally was a bear, like a bear Decepticon. It was pretty cool. I love the designs in that show. The show was kind of boring, but the Decepticons had some really unique stuff going on there. Really good stuff. We got the, where is it? Super chat from Collector Prime, $5. Thank you, Collector Prime. A lot of good super chats today, guys. Thank you so much. After today, it's been a very busy day today. All that money tomorrow is going to go towards getting some good stuff to eat. So thank you. Because when you're at a con, usually you eat garbage. But luckily, Chinatown is right next to the convention center. They did that on purpose. It's like it's an anime convention. It's right next to Chinatown. Uh, so let's see. Let's see what Collector Prime has to say. I've read a little on Hasbro Activision's game drama lately. Can you recap what actually occurred? So apparently, Mark mentioned how Activision lost like the hard drives that have the War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron games. And apparently, like, I reported it. A lot of like big video game websites reported it. Like me reporting it doesn't matter, but like when IGN and a lot of the big video game websites are like, War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron are lost, according to Hasbro. And then right away, like Activision was like, whoa, 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 whoa. So apparently that's not the case. Apparently they do have it. They know where it is. And Mark retracted his statement. He said sorry. He heard something and, he answered that question. So it is what it is. Uh, but I mean, that's kind of good then. If it means they have it, that means at least at some point we'll see it. The only negative is I just hope it's not just an Xbox exclusive, because then that'll keep it all just on one system. And I mean, it's not even like a selfishness for me. I have, all the systems. It's more just I want that everyone could be able to enjoy this. If you're a Switch player, you could play War for Cybertron. If you're because now the Switch has the power to play it. Before it didn't have the power. And when War for Cybertron Fall of Cybertron came out, we were in the Wii era, not even Wii U, it was the Wii era. And it wasn't strong enough to handle War for Cybertron Fall of Cybertron. But now, we have the Switch, it has the power to do that. So it'd be cool if you could have it on the Switch, if you could have it on the latest PlayStation systems, on the latest Xbox systems, like, and that way there could be maybe some cross online. That'd be really cool too. But Microsoft has Activision now, so it's probably gonna put a little bit of a wrench in it, unfortunately. Prince of Phalanx 59 wants to know, what's for dinner, Proto? I'm gonna have yakisoba today. Got some fresh yakisoba upstairs waiting for me with mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms. Gonna be having that. With probably just a brown baguette, and that'll be it. I'm not going to eat too heavy because I actually, after I'm done tonight, I'm going to be like shower and then straight to bed because I got to wake up super early tomorrow and get all the way back downtown Montreal for day 3 of Montreal Otaku-thon. More robots, more awesome. Mikey and Louie, when will our Beastie Silverbolt be released? It's taking forever. Well, there is going to be a Voyager class Silverbolt. It has been confirmed for Legacy Uni. Uh, Judging by how early we learned about it, maybe wave 1, which would be very good news if that's the case, because if it's a wave 1 figure, that means 2 things. Number 1, it means you're going to get it right away. And number 2, it means that also that it's going to be heavily available, because wave 1s of new lines are always heavily ordered in stock. So he probably won't be that difficult either, even though usually Voyagers are 2 per case. So good stuff. And usually they only order 1 or 2 cases. So they're usually like in one order, there's sometimes only 4 of a Voyager, as opposed to like deluxes. They'll order like 4 cases of deluxes. So there'll be 16 of another character, but it is what it is. Hopefully it comes soon. And then you guys can enjoy the next of the great Silverbolt. and as smart as a dumb, smart. What is Scott McNeil's line? And as smart as a sack of doorknobs. Uh, Spunk Prime, excuse me, Spunk Convoy Transformer stuff with the gold super chat for $10. Thank you, Spunk Convoy. Convoy, Spunku Convoy. Armada Prime is the most perfect Optimus Prime. I can't disagree with that. Very good figure. I assume you're referring to our latest Commander class. Do you think that Jetfire and Overload could be packed together as a Commander class combo, kind of like Earthrise Skylinks? That's a good question, Spunk. I would, hmm, I would like Overload and Jetfire to be leader class because I feel that like if you took the Optimus Prime away and you looked at just the pants, if you will, and the amount of plastic that's used to make another pair of pants, if you will, for Jetfire, from Jetfire, that's like a leader class in plastic. So if you had two leaders in a box, unfortunately, that would be more than a commander class. You know what I mean? So if they did a commander class pack, I think someone would have to be shortchanged in size or paint or plastic or budget in order to make that happen. So I rather they do a Jetfire, let that come out, people get that. Oh, that's cool, deal with that for a bit, and then do an Overload a little bit later, as opposed to two in one. And instead of being two really good products, it might be only two okay products. Because if it's two figures in a commander, I feel like something's gonna be taken away, unfortunately. That's how I feel. I mean, it would be a great idea, but how the budgeting works, I don't think it would work out. Look at like look at like Rodimus. You know what I mean? Like the Rodimus trailer, which doesn't have a transformation and all the bells and whistles, would just be, let's say, Overload. Now look at the Rodimus figure. That's all that's left for Jetfire. It's not going to work out. The budget isn't there for it. That's kind of like to give you an idea of plastic weight. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. So I hope that helps you understand that a little bit. Collector Prime, Fall of Cybertron, War of Cybertron would be fun on the Switch. Oh, dude, I like out of all the systems I have, the Switch is probably what I play the most. So if I could have it, and Switch has a really good friend system too. So like I'd love that. Like friend goes online playing War of Cybertron. Hey, let's play. Like I'd be so down for that. I think it'll happen. I just hope it's not onto one system, and then I have to always hook up the Xbox to play it. Alice Devil, I don't like John Warden. Lightning Collection barely goes past Time Force nowadays. Well, maybe that's also an encouragement from the Power Ranger group. Maybe they don't want to they want to stick to vintage characters. It's kind of like I'll finish the rest of your question. It's kind of like how when you look at like let's say classics and then it became Universe 2.0 and then Generations, they didn't do any of that of modern characters. You know what I mean? They I think like the most that they did in the Generations era was, and not counting like when we got the comic books and IDW stuff, but like we got I think Hot Shot from Armada. That's probably as far as it went. They didn't go into Energon and Cybertron characters. They really tried to like always be like 5 to like 7 years behind. Actually, when that Hot Shot came out, that was BotCon 2011 or 2012. So that was like 12 years behind almost. So if Lightning Collection is 12 years behind on Power Rangers, it's kind of like classics. It's kind of makes sense, unfortunately. Sorry to be the bringer of bad news. And when they do references of older seasons, like how SPD and In Space and Dino Thunder holds Hasbro back. Well, again, it's demand. Like maybe people really want to complete their SPD set. Maybe they really want to complete their In Space set. I have a friend. If you go on my Instagram, I don't follow a lot of people on Instagram, but shout out to my buddy Action Figure Skinny, close friend here in real life. He collects everything Power Rangers, and he is obsessed with completing teams. And the Lightning Collection, like, he looked at what happened with SH Figure Arts. They didn't complete teams. Or they'd be like, all right, we're going to release the male guys, but the females have to be like convention exclusives. Oh my God. It's like, yeah, these guys are going to be 60 and the girls are going to be 120. So let's just let them finish their teams. And I think that they have all the time in the world to get to all the other stuff. Power Ranger Samurai is some good stuff. What was it called? Shinkanger? Love Shinkanger. They'll get to it sooner or later. I think it like anything in life, it's sometimes you could ask the question, why aren't you doing this? It's more like, why haven't you done this yet? And the answer is, why haven't they done this yet? Because they just have, there's only so much product you could pump out. They want this Lightning collection to last as long as humanly possible. So you got to take your time with it, unfortunately. You can't just put every single thing out at once. And the modern stuff, it is what it is, unfortunately. I hope I didn't miss any other questions. T-Formers 2002 just realized that 3 cons are happening this weekend: Otaku-thon in Montreal, PowerCon in Ohio, and TF Nation across the pond in Europe. Yeah, it's a busy weekend, my friends. It is a very busy weekend. I think I'm having the most fun though. Oh my goodness, guys! I wish you were there. Otago, it's a gigantic, huge booth of just robots. And I have to take before the show's over. I'm gonna take a picture next to the Gundam. That if you saw on my Twitter, like I was up at 9 a.m. and I took a picture of the Gundam when the whole deal room was open. I was there early just to be alone with the giant Gundam with the glowing eyes and everything. It's beautiful. The RX-78, Amurore Gundamu. Uh, Mikey and Louie, how about a new HasLab project? When we'll be getting that, you think? That's going to be during the PulseCon in September. They're going to announce it. Stay tuned for that. Some cat. Hey Proto, do you feel about shooting a video of your experience at a con tomorrow and sharing the video highlights next Saturday? I was thinking about, I'm being dead serious. I was thinking of honestly bringing all of this to the con and doing the live stream there, but the audio would have been a nightmare. That's the problem. Like when I did the live stream from TFCon, I no joke, like scouted out a little, like Micah, who's in the chat, knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like we scouted out a little location that was like nice and quiet. It's still in the public. It's still like, people could come in and out and stuff. It's still in the lobby, but it was this nice little corner that had like good acoustics and it just worked. And that's why the audio was so good. And it was just, imagine, it wasn't coming from, like the microphone that I normally use. It was literally coming from just the camera mic, and the quality was fantastic, in all honesty. So I was very happy with how that turned out, but a lot of it had to do with the surrounding area that I chose. So because I didn't do that. If I would have done it in the dealer room where, do I have the map with me? I don't have it here. It's back at the con. But if you saw where we're located right at the entrance of the con, surrounded by everything. So there's going to be so much sound and people cosplaying and glomping and all kinds of stuff. And it's just, you wouldn't even be able to hear me, unfortunately. I would have loved to. I was thinking about it because then I could like show you guys. We could go around the dealer room and see all the cool stuff and, check out some of my artist buddies that are there and, promote their stuff. But it would have been a nightmare. Like the best I would be able to do is like a cell phone, like cell phone cam thing, but those are never good. I never like those. Um, I posted a few photos. I'll post a few more. You know, uh, Footage. I don't know. It's a whole other story. It's a whole other story, but it's a really fun show, guys. It's the second biggest anime convention in all of North America. The biggest one is Anime North. Um, and then I think what's the one in Texas? That one's number 3. That one's a huge one too. Um, but that show is huge, huge show in Montreal here. Love that show. We're gonna try to get Aaron Archer down there. I'm gonna do a night. We're gonna for the 40th anniversary. We'll try to do a big Transformer thing. Uh, where are we at here? Michael Butcher, what's up, everyone? What's up, Michael? Alice Devil just saying Power Ranger Samurai is over 10 years old now. It's true. Hey, yeah. Well, Shinkanger definitely is over 10 years old. That's for sure. I was still living at my parents' when Shinkanger came out, so that's definitely more than 10 years. T-Formers 2002, Universe Hotshot was 2008, 6 years after. Was it 2008? You know what? You're right. Because I'm having memories of Aaron Archer revealing that hot shot at BotCon. And I'm going like, it couldn't have been 2008, was it? But you're right, it probably was. Or 2007, maybe they revealed it. When was that year? God, I wish Aaron was here. He would remember. Okay, so yeah, you're right. I don't know. I remember it being like later when they revealed it. But yeah, you're probably right. You know what? You're right because it was part of Universe 2.0 where Generations came out in 2010. You're correct. You are right. Yeah, now it's starting to make sense in my head. I apologize and you are correct. Uh I always say that I forget more than most people know. Too much stuff in my head, unfortunately. It's like saying Armada is too new or animated is too new. Well, I wish I wish we had more animated stuff back then. Prince of Phoenix 59, any word on there will be any information about Studio Series 86 Swoop? That's probably going to be Legacy, Legacy Evolution, the conclusion stream and Hasbro Pulse. Again, stay tuned for that. Alice Devil, I've done 7 sets or maybe more of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They really are milking the Dino season. Well, it's the most popular. I mean, regardless if it's your favorite or not, it's the G1 of Power Rangers. You know, it's the one that lasted the longest. It's the one that people associate when they think of the brand. It's the one when they did a live action movie, that was the one they homaged. It's the one that when if you do a Funko Pop, if you do a poster, if you do this, if you do a T-shirt, if you do a Rise of the Beasts movie and put a poster or a T-shirt, it's Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin. It is what it is, unfortunately. Link CW. So Proto, any thoughts on the 40th anniversary re-release of Earthrise Kingdom Prime with trailer and all the extra roller gas, etc.? I assume you're referring to which one are you referring to? They're re-releasing the Earthrise Optimus Prime. I thought you were referring to the core class one that they did with the trailer. Did I miss something? Was there a piece of news today that I missed? I don't know. I didn't check the news today. I literally can't. Number one, I don't look at social media on my phone. I just enjoy life. Number two, when I came home, I literally just came home, turned on everything, and let's rock and roll because I was already late, and I didn't want to rush in traffic. Did I miss something? Is there any validity to what Link CW is talking about here? Did I miss something? Uh, Kevin PH for the $5 super chat. Thank you, Kevin. Which combiner will they do next? Hopefully it is Superion. I agree, Kevin. I think it's going to be Superion. Why is there no rocket transformers? The closest we have to a rocket transformer would be that Apollo 11 one that they did for the Requiem blaster. I believe his name wasn't Space Case, was it? What was his name? Someone's gonna Google it and give me the answer. That's the closest thing we have to a rocket transformer. There was a GoBot. Let me bust out the book here. Named Apollo, who goes for pretty decent money now. So if you want to track that one down, I apologize in advance to your wallet. GoBot's always had some of the really good designs. And I'm not talking space shuttles. We're talking rockets. There it is. Apollo. Isn't that cool? The American flag on there. One small step for man. And then you got very broadside looking ones there. By the way, Machine Robo Wedge, fantastic book. Even comes, oops, wrong side. Where is it? Even comes with a DVD. Really cool book. The entire history of GoBots, America, Japan, anything like that. Anything like that. Right. Let me put it back now. Ugh. Every time I have to get up to show you cool stuff. I'm telling you guys, in the next couple weeks, we're gonna have a new segment, we're gonna have a new location, and we're gonna look at some cool Transformer books together. I'm gonna plan that in the future. Do some good stuff with all y'all. Where are we at? But yeah, is Superion for sure to answer that one. Uh, but yeah, for sure Superion. That's the one that makes sense just from a trademark standpoint. And let's just say there's some molds that are kind of leaning in that direction of a bunch of jets, you know? So they're doing some good retooling magic. They're just it's just that what you're doing is you're seeing the retool before you're seeing the actual core figure. It's kind of like getting Ratchet before you get Ironhide, which actually happened a few times with the core classes. Prince and Phalanx 59. Have you seen any of the new figures of the final wave? Can't say who they are. No, I have not. I have not seen any of that. I have, and not to mention, I haven't checked even retail this week, so I have not seen any of that yet. T Formers 2002. Some good news today. Derek Wyatt's sister said that they got a hold of his Twitter account. Good stuff, and it won't be deleted from activity and stuff. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something, all right? Derek Wyatt, what I loved about him as a human being was he didn't give a F. And what I loved about him with that was he spoke his mind. And there is some great gold on that Twitter. You don't go through Derek Wyatt's Twitter, his Twitter. You go through his Twitter with the replies because people asked him questions that you'll never see in his actual Twitter feed that you won't see because he's just replying to someone. And people would ask him questions and he would give a straight up, uncensored answer. And Derek, God bless you for that, man. Because it's good to hear, the true facts of what was going on behind the scenes sometimes with some stuff. And I miss you, buddy. Miss you a lot. you know so that's super fantastic news. That's great. That's something where it's like, you know what, like for people who passed away, like Twitter for some people, like Derek, it was like a diary. You know what I mean? Like, would you just, like, when someone passed away, you throw their diary in like the fire? You want to archive and keep those things. If Twitter wants to delete inactive accounts, then they should at least give us, the users, the option to download their entire feed. At least that much in text. That way it doesn't take a lot of space. At least be able to download their feed. Okay, don't include the images and videos, but at least the conversations. That's what I say. At least give us that option to be able to preserve that because there's a lot of good stuff there, you know? Prince and Phalanx 59 with the super chat for $5. Thank you, Princeton. So the thieves have been quiet on stolen products. Did Hasbro resolve the issue? You have any information? No, it hasn't been resolved. It's just that whoever's stealing the stuff isn't doing a good job recently for them. That's all. It's the thing with the theft is that it's very reliant on the product line producing it and the thief getting the opportunity to go, you know, little Godzilla figure from Anime City. Um, it's the ability for them to do that. If the opportunity doesn't present itself, or more importantly, if the stuff that's on the line is already known, sometimes the thieves don't want it because you have to understand the thieves pay really good money for like a deluxe class. Like they spend like $100 for a deluxe class figure, loose, incomplete sometimes, just to be able to have it first. So if it's something that's like the Vietnamese worker would be like, hey, crime versus crime, we got this, and it's like, oh yeah, but people already know what that is and already saw it, so then he won't want it. But wasn't something recently stolen? I don't remember. I try not to pay attention to his negativity and stupidity and wish only bad things on him for what he's done to production and stuff like that and screwing up everything. JR Mina, what's up, my brother from the Philippines? Late joining in the stream. Hi, everybody. What did I miss? Haha. Well, I was the one that was late, JR, not you. I was the late one. I was supposed to start at 8 o'clock Canadian Eastern Standard Time. I started at 9 because I literally left the con at like 7:30, and I was like, yeah. Even if I get on the highway blazing, I'm not going to get home in time. So, but welcome, welcome. Prince of Phoenix 59. Swipe, no swiping. That's a Dora the Explorer reference, I believe. I don't know. I'm not a preschooler. The only reason why I know that because they did a JoJo reference with that, I think. But yeah, what time is it now? We still got 25 minutes or something. We got 45 minutes. Oh my god, I didn't bring any water. Oh no! Damn. This shows how unprepared I was for all of this. No water. Damn. Ah, thirsty and everything else. Oh well. It is what it is. So how's everyone else doing? Fun week otherwise? It's been fun for me. Oh, wait, there's the map a little bit on the back there, but that's a terrible one though. So yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow. Anyone who's in the Montreal area or close by, an hour drive, 2 hour drives, come on down to an amazing anime convention with over 40,000 people. I don't even know what the attendance is. It's really crazy. JR, we already said it, but we'll say it again, not just water. Having yakisoba with a brown bread baguette. That's what I'm having tonight. Um, and then tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe grab something in Chinatown. We'll see. I had at the convention itself. I had a where's my phone? I actually took a photo of it because I was in the middle. Actually, you could even maybe even see a little bit. What do we got here? Did I take any good photos or I didn't take? Here's a good photo. Maybe David Cabal. So some guy at the con was cosplaying as Bret Hart. Love that. That's so you can see the giant Gundam on the left there. So that's pretty awesome. Look at that. At an anime convention. Bret Hart. So I had to take a photo of that. There's me building the Optimus with my delicious Vietnamese banh mi sandwich. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but help me, you know. So had that delicious banh mi, and where is it? The giant Gundam. There it is. That was at 8 a.m. in the morning, I think. Was the time there? 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m. 9 a.m. in the morning. It was absolutely empty. We were just setting up. Beautiful stuff. Check my Twitter. I'll post stuff there. Post stuff there. Or are they talking slam dunk? Who's talking slam dunk? Seeing slam dunk talk. Hold on. Hold on. I want to make sure I don't miss anything here. Uh, missing all the conversations. Missing all the conversations. How's the slam dunk movie? 10 out of 10, J.R. Mina. No joke. 10 out of 10. They literally did a movie where they're like, how about we do a movie that from start to finish is a basketball game? Now you say to yourself, oh my God, that's boring. No, it isn't. They managed to like use it as a framing device and tell a story while the basketball game is happening. They were able to kind of conclude a little bit more of the manga that the anime was not able to do in animation. The animation was fantastic. If I have one complaint, they didn't bring back the original voice actors because some of them are not with us anymore. Some of them they couldn't get. But it's not because it's a sports anime. It's not too distracting because it's more about what's going on. But it's still good. Oh my God, 10 out of 10 movie. If you're a basketball fan, if you're anything of a sports anime fan, go check it out. Anytime I saw someone wearing a Shohoku uniform at the convention today, I was always giving people a shout out. I was like, "Yo, slam dunk!" I saw it in theaters with Jaws D. We had a hell of a time. It was fantastic. Check your local indie cinemas if they're playing it because it's starting to show up in the states now in theaters and some of the more like local smaller cinemas. Check it out, see if you could see it. What a great movie. What a great movie. Loved it. Loved every moment. Loved every moment of it. But I also like sports. So basketball was a big part of my high school years. Yeah, check it out, man. You're going to love it. If you love Slam Dunk, you're going to love it. Hey, man, the movie right now, I believe, is the number 5 best selling Japanese movie of all time worldwide. All time. It beat Pokemon the movie. It beat everything. Like I think the only thing that beat it was Princess Mononoke. What else beat it? There was like 3 others. Oh, the Demon Slayer movie. That one did very well for some reason. I don't know why. Um, that movie did very well, that one. But yeah, man, check it out. Really good movie. Made a lot of money. So because it made a lot of money, I know it. The fucking oh geez, I swore. But they're gonna be like, we need to make more of this. I'm telling you. What position did I play? I played point guard. I'm a left-handed dude. Didn't play a lot of basketball growing up, but then when I got to high school, I went to Wager High, And Wager High had a legendary basketball team that won 5 years in a row. Shout out to Negus. Rest in peace, my brother. He passed away, who was our center. But 5 years, five championships. Um, and in 1997, Kareem, who was one of the guys on the basketball team, noticed that I was left handed and said, we need a left handed point guard because if you're going for a dunk or a layup and society is going to say most people are right handed, left handed blocks you. So if you're right handed, you have to cross over and then you blind yourself. So it's a lot more difficult. But if you're already left handed, so they needed a left handed point guard, fell in love with the sport. Around that same time, Slam Dunk was available on the internet. Rest was history. Started really focusing on basketball because of high school. Fell in love, and I'm a tall guy, so that's the thing. I was left-handed. I was tall, went through a huge growth spurt in high school between grade 7 and grade 8. And yeah, fell in love with the game, never looked back. And when you're in high school and that's when Michael Jordan's at his peak, you know, and then like Shaquille O'Neal's starting to come around and stuff, like good time to be a fan. Great time to be a fan. Sorry to go off on a sports rant, but it is what it is. Prince Felix McKnight got the ramen toys. Oh, that mask one. How is that? I was tempted to get that because the mask, um, Matt Tracker's Thunderhawk. I had that as a kid. I still have my original one. I got it when I was like 4 years old or something, and I was really tempted to get it. Too bad they got. What is wrong with it? Cease and desist from Hasbro. No! So it's impossible to get now? Is that what happened? Oh man, well I should have bought it. I should have pre-ordered when I had a chance. Maybe there's still some dead inventory out there. Oh, it is what it is. That sucks. Uh let's see. Mark Morales. Thank you, Mark, with the super chat. Nice to see you again. Hey Proto, I went to the Long Island Game Expo. Ooh, tell me more. Yesterday and got an original Super Mario games. Which ones? For the NES and the Super NES. So I guess 1, 2, 3, and World and World 2. What would you have bought? Well, from what I'm missing, here, I'll even show you. Mind you, it's a little bit of a dated photo, but I'll show you my Nintendo collection. It's a little bit of a dated photo, but so that's my more or less my vintage. Come on, let's get some not blurry here. Come on. Anyway, so Nintendo almost near complete original Nintendo collection, Super Nintendo, N64. There's Mother, aka Earthbound, in the box there. Complete run of Nintendo Power Magazine. What do we got there on the side? We got a box Nintendo, N64, Virtual Boy, all that craziness. What would I have bought? I'm missing Mega Man Soccer. If I could get it for a good price in the box, I'd like to get that. Um, what else would I try to get? Video game related. Definitely Mega Man Soccer. That's the one I always look for whenever I like. Even at this con, the Otaku con, there was a guy selling video games. I always take a look if I could get an affordable price because it goes for stupid money today now. Because now you have all these guys that want to complete every Super Nintendo game, and now they're getting to the weird niche stuff that no one bought. So like, not a lot of people bought Mega Man Soccer, and it's like, it's the first time you were able to play as Proto Man, and he made a good goalie. Um, Definitely that. What's another one I would probably want to buy? I want to buy the Japanese version of Bomberman R for the Switch because supposedly it had unlockable characters that weren't available with the Western one. So I try to track that down cheap. Um, I don't know what else. Probably some strategy guides. I like buying old strategy guides, the old Prima guides. Kind of wish I got more of those back in the day because they also double as art books because there wasn't a lot of art books in the West, so sometimes those books were as close as we got. What else would I buy? Nintendo stuff, I have almost everything I want. Like there's very few that I'm missing. Super Nintendo, it's this and that. It's a lot more obscure stuff. Let me think of one more answer for you. Uh, Getting a Famicom disk system that doesn't have a dried out rubber band. How about that? my disc system doesn't work anymore. So if someone has a replacement one, I would have bought that. But thank you for the super chat. Good question. And I hope you're having fun at the Game Expo. I'd love to go to that. That's really cool. I've always wanted to go to MagFest. I've always heard a lot of great stuff about that one. My buddy Ego Raptor always goes to that. So I'm always like, ooh, I'd like to do that one day. Too many cons in life. Too many cons, so little time. Kevin PH with the $2 super chat. Could you give an example of what Wyatt said? Uh, Derek really doesn't like a certain guy who slaps his name on a whole bunch of art books that I'm looking at, including some of Derek's work, and then writes stuff and everything. And Derek really hates it and wishes he never did it and feels terrible about the experience. And that a lot of people in the professional comic book, Hasbro, and book world do not like that guy. And that guy is at a convention right now. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of people don't like him. He's a little bit of a snake, supposedly. And now you're probably saying, well, Proto, didn't you just say, like, unless someone fouls you, then you wouldn't say the same thing of them unless they, well, let's just say a lot of people said he was a snake and he kind of did something that was a little snaky to me too. Not 100%, but definitely in that vibe. And then I went like, all right, gonna take a step back now. Have a good day, sir. Um, don't ever end up on the shit list because you ain't getting out of that toilet. Do they do reissues of the if they doing a reissue of the Mascar, but they have stickers instead of prints? I guess so. I guess that's how they could get around it. Sure, interesting. Um, Alice Devil, did you play the Shin Megami Tensei Persona series? God Dog always tells me to play Persona. I just don't have the time to play a 50-hour RPG when I'm currently playing another like 120-hour RPG. I've never played any of the Shin Megami Tensei stuff, and I kind of just played a little bit of Persona 4, but I just never had the time for it, unfortunately. They look fun, but at the same time, like an RPG is a commitment. Like you give me the newest Mega Man game, I'm excited, I buy it, I beat it in 48 hours. And I mean like in a day. I beat it in a day or two. I get an RPG, I need to dedicate like a couple of months to it, you know? Because I have to like I don't have like 8 hours in a day to just sit down and play video games. It's usually 1 or 2 hours a day. Like when Breath of the Wild came out, like it was just like, okay, you know, we're gonna be doing this. And then when the Tears of Kingdom came out, I was like, okay, got to find time for this later because the first one was a lot of time synced into it. Uh, Prince of Phalanx 59, they'll be redoing the gull wings, but without the tampographs, only stickers. Okay, well, I can live with that then. The color red is more shiny, and the door guns will be vac metal, different packaging. So that's how they get around it from Hasbro CODing them, ceased and desisting. Interesting. Let that be a lesson in something, I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a red Camaro with gull wings. You know, like Hasbro shouldn't have too much. I mean, yeah, it gets into that gray area. You know, Hasbro shouldn't have too much say with if it's a Camaro because it's not their stuff. I will not answer that question. You may figure that out on your own, but Derek did not like that man, and neither did a lot of other people at IDW. There's a reason why his books were published by IDW and then all of a sudden stopped, and then they all had to be done with Viz Media. That's all I'm going to say on that one. So it is what it is, unfortunately. What's going on with that? Um. Anyways, what time we got? We got 11 minutes left. Get some water. Get some water. Great weekend. Great weekend for everybody. Hope everyone's having a good time, enjoying themselves, hanging out with friends and family. That's what I always say. Spend a good weekend with everybody. That's what I love. J. Armina bin on a mecha anime binge lately, currently completing the Brave Robot series, watching Getter Robo's arc. Which one? Which one? There's so many Getter Robos. Super Getter Robo, Shin Getter Robo. Any Brave robots you like or have in the collection? I have quite a few of the Brave stuff. My favorite Brave series, that's a tough one. I have a soft spot for X Kaiser, even though it's probably not the best one, because that series was technically planned to be a Transformer series, and then it ended up not being one. So I have like Masterpiece Brave X Kaiser, and every time I look at him, I'm like, would have he been Rodimus? Like would have that been like Rodimus? Like I just in my fanon, like Brave X Kaiser is like Rodimus coming back to Earth or something. But probably my favorite one, oof, probably oh man, Gao Geiger wins easily, but who would be second place? Maybe Might Gain. Might Gain is really good, but Dagarn is really good too. I like Firebird. I know was it Goldran or Goldtran? That one wasn't very good. Wasn't a fan of that one. But some good designs though. There were some good designs in that line, but X Kaiser also has a special place. All of them are really good, but obviously Gao Geiger is, Gao Geiger is one of the greatest mecha animes of all time. And as for toys, I don't know if you could barely see it. I don't know if you guys got the angle there. You could kind of see Duke Fire and what's it called? Doug Base. And then there's some of the others down there. All my Brave stuff is under the GoBots. I have a lot of Gal Geiger figures, a lot of Brave stuff. I don't have an original X Kaiser though. I'd like to get one day. The original. I have the masterpiece. It's amazing, but never got the original. Would love to get one day. One day, find a good price. I'll get it. Uh, Kevin PH, is Mask ever making a comeback? Love Hurricane. Hurricane was a good one too. Um, they tried. IDW tried with the comic. It sold very poorly. So Hasbro kind of took that as a sign, like maybe not. Um, I always feel like if it's the same thing like what happened all those years ago with Dreamwave. Like when the Dreamwave comics came out, they sold ridiculously well, and that kind of gave Hasbro confidence to then go and do the movie stuff and everything. And it's kind of the same thing. Like when they did the Mask book, when they did the Gem books, those did not sell well at all. They sold quite poorly actually, and got canceled quite quickly. So I think Mask is just one of those things where does that belong in the retail space? You bring back Mask, right? In a world where kids already aren't buying toys, do you think it does well? Does it do well with kids? Do kids care about transforming vehicles that don't have robot modes? You know what I mean? You have to have that extra it factor that will get people who aren't the hardcore adult collectors to get into it. Mask is something that if it makes a comeback, I hate to say it because people won't like to hear that because it'll mean it'll be expensive. It's something Super 7 would have to do. Super 7's going to have to do like big, expensive vehicles or something that come with really nice, 6-inch figures, but people will hate that because they'll probably be $200 a figure. So unfortunately, I can't give you an answer that I'll be happy with. Getter Robo Arc is the name of the anime? Really? I don't know that one. Is that new or did I miss something? I do not know that one at all. Do not know that one. Do not know that one, JR Mina. When it comes to super robots and you're from the Philippines, it's all about Dimos. Dimos is number one.
Must be stopped. No matter the cost.
We got a YouTube. Who became a member? Someone became a member. Oh, it became uses the YouTube member question. Okay. How much time we got left? We got 6 minutes. 6 minutes left in this world of Transformers. It's been yeah, it's new. Oh, there you go. That's why. Haven't been keeping up. Shame on me. That's probably why. Of the super robot stuff, like if of the newer super robot stuff, Maz and Kaiser was amazing. Uh, what's it called? Jeeg. Oh my God, the new Jeeg series. I loved that series. I know a lot of people were kind of like, it was okay. I really liked it. Good intro. Stormbringer. Mm-mm-mm. Hodensek Jeeg. Whoa, 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 whoa. Prince of Phoenix 69 Ramen Toys is also making a masked shark. Oh, and it's called the Great White. Well, close enough. Call it Jaws with a Z so that my co-host could sue them. We will see. We will see with the Z. Yeah, Kojin and Jeeg was really good. Really liked it. I liked the designs. I like that it was like I like legacy series, where it's like they continue the story. It's the next generation. I dig that kind of stuff, It homages the old stuff, but it also celebrates a new generation. It continues that. I always like that. Change is good. Change is good. Transformation is good. So, something new and fresh, and I dug it. I like that. And anime is good at doing that. Anime is always good at like aging up the characters, time jumps, not going back to the status quo. And the problem with super robot series is that they're usually very episodic. So for Jeeg to do something like that, where it actually has a continuing story, 50 years in the future, that's great, you know?
Megatron must
Joseph,
be
what's up,
stopped,
Joseph? Joseph
no
Ritter.
matter the cost.
Proto, what toy that is popular do you want remade? My answer is always going to be Botsmaster. Botsmaster was a niche 90s toy line by Toy Biz and a fantastic cartoon done by Avi Averad, the guy behind the X-Men animated series. And great show. It came out at just the right time. It came out right when G2 was dying and right before Beast Wars. So it was a great fix of sentient robots with transformation elements and combiners. I love that show. I feel like I'm the biggest Botsmaster fan in the world. I have a huge Botsmaster collection. I love that show. I think it should come back. The show ended on a cliffhanger um, that really made it seem like stuff was going to really hit the fan. So it never got a proper conclusion. At least other 90s cartoons like King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, even though the show didn't have a conclusion, they released a video game afterwards that gave us a conclusion. Botsmaster never got that conclusion. So I would love it to be remade or revisited. I remember the voice of Pterosaur, whose name escapes me right now. Someone will say it in the chat. But the voice actor for Pterosaur, he was the voice director for Botsmaster. And when he was at TFCon, I remember sitting down and talking with him because I was like, look, you might not remember this, but you voice directed a little show called Botsmaster. Was there ever plans for more? And he said, like, it did well in France, it did well in Canada, but the market that matters the most, the USA, the toys didn't sell well. They ended up going to KB Toys and going on clearance, and the show didn't get good ratings. And I'm like, that's too bad. I would love to see more of it. Would love to see more of Botsmaster. That's always my answer. After that, King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Doug Parker. Thank you, T-Formers. Um, to King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. Great premise. That could be a movie. It doesn't even need to be a TV series. Modern day dudes going back in time. Fish out of water story. It writes itself, And make sure you have heavy metal and that awesome theme song. There was a movie back in the 90s called A Knight's Tale. It was a jousting movie. It was based in the medieval times, and it was about jousting, but the entire soundtrack of the movie was hair metal and like Queen and like We Will Rock You, and it worked so well for a movie that should have had like Lord of the Rings kind of soundtrack and like that kind of like medieval kind of music. And it worked so well with that. And King Arthur and the Knights of Justice was the same thing. It was like modern day football players go back in time and become King Arthur and the Knights of Justice. And it's all heavy metal and rock and roll. And it's like, oh my God, that would be so good. Another great one. Short lived toy line, short lived cartoon. All the voice actors in King Arthur and Knights of Justice, top to bottom, is all the Beast Wars cast. Um, everybody. Merlin is played by Beast Wars Inferno. Like you hear all the voices when you listen to it. Scott McNeil is practically everybody. Gary Chalk is the main villain. What a great show. Great show. And same thing, even Botsmaster has a few Canadian voice actors too, all the Beast Wars people. Great stuff. Great stuff. So we're at the 2-hour mark. I survived without water and barely any energy. Thank you all for coming again. Thank you for all the great super chats, by the way. Really, a lot of really good super chats. Your generosity is always appreciated. I am going to use that money to go buy myself a good meal during the convention. So thank you, everyone who did the super chats, especially Kevin PH did some really big ones there, the gold super chats. Thank you. But again, all of them are always appreciated. Love you guys. It's always great to see how much you guys love. And again, the people who came by this weekend and said that they loved love the podcast. Awesome stuff. I will be there tomorrow. Come by the Gundam booth, the Bandai booth. I will be there finishing up Optimus. I didn't finish him today. I was so busy just talking with people and stuff. Gonna go do that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow if you come by. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend. Fantastic day. It's a beautiful world out there with a whole bunch of cool stuff. Ignore the hate, ignore the social media, ignore the stupidity. Enjoy your loved one, enjoy your friends, enjoy the fun times of community and wellness. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Rock out with the robots in disguise, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. And as always, roll out.